So, today, I am going to be doing a Mario Kart Wii Cup ranking video. So, let's start. First, we have the Mushroom Cup for Mario Kart Wii. We start off with Luigi Circuit. Not really much to say about Luigi Circuit. It's a basic starter circuit course, so nothing really fun or exciting there. But Moo Moo Meadows does pick this cup up a little bit. Moo Moo Meadows is not a bad track at all. It's a lot better in 8 Deluxe. But in this game, it at least has a solid theme. Then we have Mushroom Gorge. For a Mushroom Cup track, it still has a pretty basic layout, but for a Mushroom Cup track, it's actually surprisingly somewhat difficult, and it's actually a fun track, which is usually a surprise for many Mushroom Cups. Then we have Toad's Factory, which still hasn't been remade somehow. But Toad's Factory is a lot of fun. You know, it's only a square layout with one little curve in the middle, but there's so much going on, so many obstacles, that it really puts the Mushroom Cup in a good spot. But just because of the first two tracks that aren't the greatest, it goes in B tier. Next is the Flower Cup. You know, not basic level Mushroom Cup, but it still has, it has more challenging courses. But we start off with Mario Circuit, one of the worst tracks in Mario Kart Wii because it is literally just a boring version of Figure 8 Circuit from Mario Kart DS. There's nothing really that goes on in this track. And then we have Coconut Mall. Now this is everybody's favorite track. It's a meme. But it isn't really, in my opinion, this track is not as good as people say. It's still fun, but it's definitely not on par with all of Mario Kart Wii's tracks. Fun, good atmosphere, but I think it's a little bit overrated. DK Summit is one of my favorite courses because of the music. It has a very nice feel to it. It's a snowy DK track. And, you know, we had that in Mario Kart DS with DK Pass, and then they just made it better by making it DK Summit. And then we have Wario's Gold Mine. For a Flower Cup track, it's insane. Makes more sense to be in the Special Cup, or for that matter, it makes more sense to be in the Star Cup. But they put it in this cup, and I am totally fine. So the Flower Cup goes in A tier, only because of Mario Circuit. Next is the Star Cup. You start with Daisy Circuit. Actually, a circuit track that feels not like a circuit track. Most circuit tracks have that sports feel to it, and it goes for more of a realistic feel. But this track is in this nice little harbor town. Feels less like a circuit and feels like you're just driving around a small little tropical harbor town. And I love harbor towns and that type of feel, so it's a really nice feel. Then we get to Koopa Cape, which has progressively gotten worse in every iteration. Mario Kart 7 removed its one fun feature, or its one, main fun feature, which is in the pipe, and Mario Kart 8 just made it worse. But in this game, it's actually fun. It's a very challenging course. I love Koopa Cape. I mean, everybody loves it. It has great music. It's just overall a great track. Then Maple Treeway, which is probably my third or fourth favorite track in the game. Maple Treeway is a lot of fun. It has very nice calming music, nice calming atmosphere. It's challenging, and we just haven't really seen any track go for tree. There's been trees in courses, but we've never seen us in an actual tree. So Maple Treeway is a lot of fun. And then we get to the final track, which is Grumble Volcano. This is a pretty decisive track. You either love it or you hate it. I'm a love it. I think Grumble Volcano is a great, challenging course. Has a very nice atmosphere. Finally, a lava course that is not Bowser themed. So for that, the Star Cup goes in S tier. Now we get arguably the best cup in the game, the Special Cup. You start off with Dry Dry Ruins. Most people don't like desert tracks. I really like desert tracks. I think they're underrated. But Dry Dry Ruins is a desert track that is universally loved. For a Special Cup track, I feel like Wario's Gold Mine makes a bit more sense, but Dry Dry Ruins is a lot of fun, has a really nice atmosphere. And then we get on to Moonview Highway, which is one of my favorite tracks of all time, because I love the great music. I love dodging the cars and everything. It's a challenging course. Doesn't have the greatest layout, but it makes up for it with the cars being a very challenging obstacle. Moonview Highway is a lot of fun. And then we get to Bowser's Castle. This is actually my least favorite track in the cup. But it's still great. Bowser's Castle is a lot of fun. I just haven't played Mario Kart Wii in a while. Last time I played it was, I think it was in kindergarten or like first grade. Just because our Wii doesn't work anymore. But Bowser's Castle is a lot of fun. The giant Bowser statue shooting fireballs makes this one of the more engaging Bowser's Castles, because Mario Kart 7's Bowser's Castle is not very fun. And 8's does have a giant statue, but I think this one is more of a challenge, and 8's is more of a cosmetic. And then Wii Rainbow Road, which was made for the booster course pass in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, this is my favorite Rainbow Road, my favorite track of all time. I love Wii Rainbow Road. It's not only very challenging, but it's very nice, relaxing, has a very good music to it, and for that, the Special Cup goes in top of S tier. Now the Shell Cup, we get to the retro tracks that were previously in another game and then remade in this game. You start off with Double Dash, or GCN Peach Beach, originally on Double Dash. I've never played Double Dash, that's the only Mario Kart game I have not played. This course is very basic, but it has a very nice, calming feel. I love beach tracks. So, for that, it's a very solid track. Starts off good. And then Yoshi Falls from Mario Kart DS. This track is boring. It's just an oval. And then it has a tropical feel. But I'm not even sure what the point of it is. It's not even really Yoshi theme. They just put an egg. It's a thing that gets every Yoshi track a Yoshi theme, other than Yoshi Island from the Booster Course Pass. They just add, like, an egg or a Yoshi Sphinx, like in Yoshi Desert on the Game Boy. So it's just doesn't feel Yoshi at all. Same thing with Yoshi Valley from the N64. It's just they put a Yoshi egg that's spinning around at the end. So bam, it's now Yoshi themed. And then we get to SNES Goes Valley 2. I've always liked SNES Goes Valley 2, although I feel like because it's a valley track, it should have still had elevation. Obviously on the SNES they couldn't actually, put elevation in the game because that just wasn't allowed to be a thing at the time. They didn't have the hardware for it. But now they do have the hardware to make tracks go up and down. This track still doesn't go up and down when it's called a valley track, and if you look on the original minimap, there is like a little part that's supposed to be going up, but they didn't add that, so I think that's kind of weird, especially with Mario Kart Wii's new trick system. And then we end off with N64 Mario Raceway. This starts Wii's obsession with putting N64 tracks, because every game, except for DS, because it had to put 4 N64 tracks, but every game's obsession with putting an N64 track in every cup. Except there's only one retro cup in all of Mario Kart that does not have an N64 track, and that is Mario Kart 7's Lightning Cup. Anyways, Mario Raceway, or it's just Mario Circuit. There's a million Mario Circuits in this game, and this one doesn't stand out in any other way. So for that, the Shell Cup goes into, not B tier, it goes into C tier. Now the Banana Cup. N64 Sherbet Land. I actually like Sherbet Land. Most people don't like ice courses, but I like ice courses. Sherbet Land's a fun course. I love the atmosphere. I love the music. Good overall track. Now, what's the next track? Shy Guy Beach. This is also Mark's really beginning of each game's hatred for the Super Circuit tracks, because Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, not the Switch, Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart Wii only had one Super Circuit track, or GBA track, until Mario Kart 8 really started giving it the love it deserved. Shy Guy Beach is still fun. Like I said, I like beach courses, but it should have not been their only choice. There are 2 Super Circuit tracks in this game. Scratch that, but still. For being one of the only 2 Super Circuit tracks, there definitely could have been other options, like Riverside Park, or there's a million other options you could choose, but I don't mind Shy Guy Beach. Then we have DS Delfino Square from Mario Kart DS, one of the priority retro tracks from DS. A lot of fun. I like Delfino Square. I don't think it's a bad track at all. It has a relaxing atmosphere. Again, it's a harbor town track, and I love harbors. So, it has that tropical setting with seagulls. I've always loved this track's atmosphere. And then we get to Double Dash, or GCN, Waluigi's Stadium. For a stadium track, since this theme has kind of been done to death and Waluigi and Wario either get a stadium or some sort of arena, except for Waluigi Pinball from DS. This is a great track, and they didn't throw away any of the potential. It makes sense to come back because it really takes advantage of Mario Kart Wii's trick system. Even though I would think Wario Stadium from the N64 would work because it has a lot of ramps and N64 could not afford to have a trick system where Mario Kart Wii could, but they decided not to add Wario Stadium from N64. But Waluigi Stadium is still a great track, so this goes in top of B tier. Now the Leaf Cup. We start off with DS Desert Hills, another priority retro track for Nintendo. A lot of people don't like Desert Hills because it's a basic desert track. I love desert tracks, so I don't mind DS Desert Hills. I find it actually a fun course. It makes more sense for that one to be in the Banana Cup, but it found its way to the Leaf Cup, and I am out of breath from talking so much. Anyways, next track is the other Super Circuit track, GBA Bowser's Castle 3, or Bowser Castle 3 as it's correctly titled. The second game in a row where a Super Circuit Bowser Castle made it in, because last game was, or Mario Kart DS had Bowser Castle 2. This course is a lot of fun. It's one of the few Bowser's Castles that's not in like an actual castle. It's actually, it takes place more outside. In fact, this entire course is outside. So, for that, it's great. It has a really nice aesthetic. Love the blue sky, more of a doomsday, end of the world feel. Then you have the third track, N64 DK's Jungle Parkway. I love DK's Jungle Parkway. Most people don't like it. I love the music of DK's Jungle Parkway. I see why people don't like it, because it makes a little bit more sense for this to go in somewhere like, I don't know, Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart 8 for the giant jump for a glider ramp. But whatever, it made it to Wii, and I think it's a fun track. Purely from aesthetic. The layout is whatever. And then we end off the Leaf Cup with another Double Dash track. Fun. Except it's now the third Mario Circuit. There's a circuit in every single cup, except for the Special and the Banana Cup. And there is a Mario Circuit in every single Retro Cup, except for the Banana Cup. But back to GCN Mario Circuit, it's a fine Mario Circuit, but for being the ender of the Leaf Cup, which is supposed to be more challenging retro tracks, just doesn't really stack up well. I'm going to put it the bottom of B tier. Actually, we'll put it above the Mushroom Cup. And now, does it want to be up there against the Mushroom Cup? Just for Mario Circuit and DS Desert Hills is still not the greatest course of all time, we'll move it down. Now the Lightning Cup, final cup of the game. Start off with SNES Mario Circuit 3. What is another Mario Circuit doing? Especially SNES, which was known for its flat tracks because the SNES couldn't afford to actually raise and have elevation. But there was a million other options you could have chose, and you chose SNES Mario Circuit 3. It's not Lightning Cup worthy. If GCN Mario Circuit made it in, okay, maybe. N64 Mario Raceway, maybe something can go there, but not in the Lightning Cup. Then, DS Peach Gardens. This is a great DS track. I love the feel of it. A lot better in this game than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass rendition. I love the hedge maze section and the Monty Moles that you can trick off their little mounds. That's a fun course. Then you get to Double Dashes or GCN, DK Mountain. This course doesn't really work too well with Mario Kart Wii's physics. It's very bouncy on your way down the mountain. I like it a lot more in 8 Deluxe, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's actually a great course. It's kind of weird that they put DK Summit and DK Mountain when both are very similar. You get shot up to the top of a mountain, and then you climb your way down, and there's some twisty sections, except this one's a bit more twisty, and I think it's a little worse than DK Summit, just because DK Summit has a better feel to it. And then the final track of the Lightning Cup, final track in Mario Kart Wii, you have N64 Bowser's Castle. Most Bowser's Castles are, like, cartoonishly evil, and there's also 3 Bowser's Castles in this game. But they're very cartoonishly evil. They have music tracks that make it feel dangerous, but in a more goofy way. This one has a very creepy feel. It makes this feel more like, Bowser. This one is more of a very evil. I don't know how to describe it, but especially with the opera that takes hold of the music, and it makes it feel more like Bowser as a ruthless dictator or leader than just some guy who has a castle. So for that, I'm putting this at the actually, I'm going to put this at the bottom of A tier just because of SNES Mario 3. So that is my ranking of every Mario Kart Wii Cup. To recap, Special Cup is at the top. Star Cup is just below the Special Cup on S tier. The Flower Cup is top of A tier, and then the Lightning Cup. B tier, you have the Banana Cup, then the Mushroom Cup, then the Leaf Cup, and the last place cup is the Shell Cup in C tier. But yeah, no D tier cups because Mario Kart Wii is the best Mario Kart game subjectively. Objectively, it's 8 Deluxe.